Hello, once again, my name is Nondo Msonda. Welcome to my Discovery class channel. Just like I said, I'll keep on sharing more concerning how to discover your purpose. So today I'll look at about 4 things that are usually confused or that people do not really understand what are their differences. And when you look at these 4 items, they all look like they are the same things. Most of the times they are treated synonymously, like they are interchangeable when they are not. So it's important that we know them and we understand that there is a difference. That will quickly help us to understand our purpose for living. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and then also press on the notification button so that you may notification bell so that you may be alerted every time we upload a channel on this Discovery channel. So let's go back to our today's discussion. So today we are looking at 4 items that are usually bring confusion in life. How to know the difference between your hobby, your job, your career, and vocation, or your calling. So I'll begin with hobby, which is number 1. So hobby is optional. You can either have it or you cannot have it. It's something that you do in your you do out of recreation. You do out of these activities that you do out of your spare time. The activities that have got mild curiosity, if I may use that word. There is no intense curiosity, but it's something that you can just do out of your spare time. There isn't any seriousness in the way you attend to read. It's just something that you use for recreation. It's not meant for profiting. It's not meant for productivity. It's not meant for intense winning or competition. It's something that you do not for profit, not for efficiency or productivity, but it's just something that you do for pleasure because you want to recreate your system or yourself. Then some other thing that I wanted to mention about a hobby is something that is done in our spare time. It's something that is not permanent in life. It can change at any time you feel like. So you can change your hobbies. There are many hobbies that you can look at. Maybe you love gardening. Maybe you love decorations. Maybe you love cooking. And the funny part with your hobbies is one thing can be a hobby to another person, but another person it might be something else. It can either be either a job or it's a career or it's a calling. So hobbies are in that manner they are interchangeable from person to person. Not that they mean the same thing, no, but a hobby is something that you do out of no serious commitment. It's something that you can do without. It's nice to have a hobby. It's healthy to have a hobby, but you can do without it. And the beauty with it has got no age restriction. Everyone is qualified to have a hobby. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about was number 2 is about job. So please, as I go down, you'll be able to notice that there's a difference between a job and a hobby. So a job is a must. A job is a must. Why do I say so? Because a job is needed because it pays your bills. So it's a must. It will take care of you. It will take care of the loved ones. It will take care of your family. So a job is something that is needed. So anything that you do to pay your bills or to make a living in this world is a job. Anything that helps you to have finances to support yourself and your family is a job. A job is also important because it makes you to contribute to this world through labor, because you are providing labor to the world. Then our job also brings about dignity and honor. A job will create dignity and honor. People will be able to respect you. People will be able to honor you because there's a job that you do. So there's no job that is got no dignity. Every kind of job is got honor and is got dignity. Then a job also brings about a feeling of power, a feeling of security, and a feeling of responsibility, a feeling of freedom. That's what a job does. Everyone that has got a job, they've got that power that they feel. There's a feeling of responsibility. There's a feeling of freedom because they've got a financial freedom. They can go about to do what they want to do in life. And then it just feels good to be responsible over a certain job, because when people come, they say, no, who's responsible for this? Then you feel good to be called upon to come and do, or you feel honored to come and do that job. Then one thing I also wanted to mention about a job, please don't allow a job to define who you are. Don't allow a job to define who you are. And don't make your life, don't make your job make your life. No, those are two separate things. Who you are and what your life is all about, they are not attached to your job. Please don't allow your job to define your life. Don't allow your job to define who you are, because it's a temporal thing. It's a temporal thing. Job change. So if you are allowing your job to change, meaning if you have attached your identity to your job, it meaning every time you have a new job, you assume another identity. That is a problem. So you don't need to love it, but you need to respect it. Please hear me and hear me very well. You don't need to love your job, but you need to respect it, because it provides financial support to you and your family. It's very important. Don't judge yourself by the kind of job that you do or the kind of job that you do. Don't judge yourself. Don't allow others to judge you either by the kind of job that you do. Neither should you also judge others because of the kind of job they do. That is wrong. That is wrong. So don't judge people by the kind of job that they do. No, this one is just a security guard. This one is a gardener. This one is just a doctor. He can't tell me anything. He can't advise me something. You are going to miss opportunities in life. So don't judge yourself by the job that you do. Neither should you should not judge others because of the job that they do. So it's very important to take note of that. Then the third thing I wanted to mention is also career. Career is optional. It's not a must. It's optional. You have a choice to make. You have a choice to make either to build a career or not. It's up to you. So a career is different from the hobby, is different from a job. Now, these are the following items that you should look out for you to describe or to know a career. Number one, a career is built over time. There are resources that are involved. There is passion that is involved. There is commitment that is involved. And then there is professional qualifications that are needed for you to build a career. So this is why I say the career is built over time, because there are resources that have to be attached. There is ambition, there is passion, there is commitment. There are professional qualifications that you need to obtain for you to belong to a particular career. And it's optional. It's you to make a choice what kind of a career you want to build out of your life. So a career is between you and the world. A career is between you and the world. So you need other people to build your career. And like vocation, it's different. You will see the differences when I come to talk about vocation. So a career, you need other people for you to build a career. Now, the funny part with a career or a job A job, you can, these are other similarities between a job and a career. You can be fired from a job. You can also be fired from a career. You can also retire. You can also resign from a career. Usually a career is age restricted, just like a job also is age restricted. So there are a number of things that are found in both the career as well as the job. But again, there's still a difference between those two things. A job, you don't need to spend money over it. You can just do anything as long as you are able to find a financial reward for the job that you are offering. Then you need to love your career. In the job, if you recall, I said the job, you don't need to love it. All you need is respect it. But for a career, you need to love it, because you are going to spend a long time on it. That's why I emphasize that when you are choosing a career, make sure you love it. Make sure you love it. Then there is an issue of ambition, there's an issue of strategy, and pursuit is needed in a career. These things, you need them. You need to be ambitious, you need to be strategic, you also need to persevere, to pursue your career. So you need those elements, you need those things for you to maximize in the area of your career. Then you also need to protect your career by way of conduct, the way you conduct yourself. I work in the bank. There's a required thing, or there is a required conduct that is expected of me by virtue of being in a career. It's something that I've done for the past 26 years. So there's character, there's conduct, there are ideals, there are ethics, there are values that have to be embraced. And that's what protects your career. As a banker, you have to follow those norms, you have to follow those ethics that are needed. Then you'll be able to protect your career. Then lastly, please don't forget to subscribe and also click on that bell so that you may get notification every time I upload new videos on this channel. This is Discovery Class channel. Number 4, I said I'll talk about vacation or calling. And this one is very key because it is very much linked to your purpose. So there's a vacation, or others, they call it calling. So the word vacation comes from a Latin word which means voco, which means to call. So now one might wonder, then who calls? No, the one who calls is God. The one who calls is God. Vacation has got zero option. Every human being has got a calling. Every human being has a vacation. Every human being has been called by God. This is eternal and it comes from God. It can never die away. That's why I am emphasizing so much. Pay attention to this one. The issue of vocation has got zero option. It's eternal. Everyone has a calling. Everyone has a vocation. But it's very dicey. You have to be very sensitive to pick it out of the many other issues of your life. So your calling or your vacation is between you and God. Your vacation is between you and God. It's a private vow that you tend to take between yourself and God. You yourself, you know what God has called you to do. There is something that is prolonged. There's a prolonged desire. There is a desire that has never gone out of you. That is a lead to discovering your vocation or to discovering your calling. That also now leads you, or it makes you to link it to your purpose. Yeah. So you can't retire from it. You can't resign from it. There's no age restriction. You can't get fired out of it. There's no age restriction to say, no, you'll be called out. No. This is inbuilt. It's there. Whether you are old or young, you have a vocation. Whether you know it or you don't, you have a vocation, you have a calling. So it has got, you can't retire from it, you can't resign for it, you don't need any qualification for it. God qualifies you. That's the only thing. The moment you are born, you are qualified. As a qualification for your vocation. So your vocation is when your qualification for your vocation or for your calling is when you are born into this earth. Then you are qualified. Because God has picked you from heaven and He has dropped you into this earth so that you may come and do that vocation. So money is not necessarily the main. It's not a main issue. Actually, it's an offshoot. It's something that you can do without in your calling. You can do without it. It comes as a by the way product. In some cases, you don't even need it at all. Yeah. So there is no ambition in it. There is no status in it. There is no money involved in it. It's just something that you have to do because God has wired you to do it. So that's how you are able to distinguish career and vocation, or career and calling. Most of the times people confuse these two, or they will just use them interchangeably, the four of them: the hobby, the job, the career, and the vocation. But from what I've listed or from what I've said before, you will be able to identify these four things. And once you are able to identify them, it will be easy for you to discover your purpose in life. So you need to be alert to discover or to know your vocation. You need to be alert. The vocation does not change. Unfortunately, it does not change because it's God who created you so that you may do that vocation. So I thought I should share these things. This is what I had so that you may know what a hobby is, what a job is, what a career is. So a hobby is optional. You can do, it's a choice. You can do without it or you can do with it. A job has got nothing, like there's no choice on it because you need to live in this world and you need finances. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your family. A career is also optional. You can choose. You can choose what you want to build out of your life. Then a vocation, there is zero option. Everyone has an eternal vocation. Everyone has an eternal calling. So I thought I should share on these things. Just like I said, please subscribe to this channel and then click on that notification bell. So from me, for now, it's bye-bye and God bless.